just like FIFA.
We should avoid all these things. If you can drop those players who went to the World Cup, who are even fit, about 7 of them or thereabout, drop
them. Have you seen the foreign-based players?
We know the foreign-based players. We already know them. We already know them.
What would you do?
Is it on the movie you have just seen? Is it?
If you are the coach, what would you do?
No,
if you were in this kind of situation.
It's a difficult situation, but
yeah, it is.
But for the quality of desire of Panos, I will take him to.
Take her to the. Yeah,
I don't know what he's saying.
I mean, then Perpetual Kwacha, she has a huge experience in this tournament. She can,
How many goals has she scored at this tournament? Almost 30 goals.
She's the highest goal scorer.
Almost 30 goals in this tournament.
For the likes of Uchechi Sunday, they are still young. They have an opportunity, but my worry was the way they handled it. If you want such information to be kept secret, then don't release it in the first place.
It was a mistake.
Don't release it in the first place.
It was a mistake, and I think they corrected it. It was a mistake actually from one of the officers. But I, of course, you can be sure that that's the final list. But before we go on a break and talk UEFA Champions League, because some of those games are being concluded as we speak, let's go back to Twitter. Philip Nwanwuno raised a very vital point on Twitter that I want my guests to talk about. He says he wants to see clubs being set up in Nigeria for athletics. Because he says from a few years ago, he saw 3 athletics clubs from Canada at the World Meet. I think that's the future. Bamba Akoni, that comes on this show on Tuesdays, that's exactly the dream and the vision that he has. Professional athletics clubs to pick talent from early, nurture them, and then make them professional, just like we have footballers playing for clubs. I think that's the future, really.
Yeah, I agree with him. There was a time 3SC
athletics club wanted to have even basketball, athletics, a sports club. That's the way to go. As the football club is progressing, the other sports are also. But the problem of continuity. That is what is obtainable everywhere in France, even in North Africa. All these clubs have basketball, volleyball, handball. Quadri. Portuguese club, table tennis club.
They played Sporting Lisbon, a table tennis club, and Sporting Lisbon. Everybody knows.
We have it in Africa. Beto Atletico is a sport club. Primero Agosto is a sport club. Those clubs in Angola are sports clubs. In Egypt, North Africa,
but we don't know whether they have athletics there.
Athletics club,
table tennis.
The future of sport because Lagos State government.
Lagos State have clubs, basketball, table tennis clubs.
They have it across. Even in Calabar, there's Kenan Queens for women.
And they are the ones producing champions for Nigeria.
So even the athletic club, in those days, there is a club they call Nitel Athletic Club. Even the Nitel club.
Yes.
But when football goes,
even Marion Rally had a club at some time.
Like Linus Club, that club that have been existed. But when football takes over, football dies. Every that stuff will go the way football go because Nitel they couldn't sustain football. So what we use to sustain after football is gone.
Baba Femo has an interesting tweet here. He says that in the last couple of months we've had the record-breaking number of letters from FIFA around Nigeria. They were almost sending us letters, but it was because of the complexity and the dragging crisis. And he says he hopes that now these letters will not be as frequent as they used to be.
It's a letter of congratulation, not a letter for me. You already said everything that happened before 20 days first. And it came on the 1st of October.
Elections were
so everything that happened last month is gone. So but we are trying to refresh.
But on a serious note, after this letter of congratulations, I don't expect FIFA to be writing as frequently anymore. We should stabilize now.
No, I don't think it will get worse than this.
What we've seen in the last 2 months.
In the last 2 months, we've always had problems after every 4 years, but I think this one has
gone out of
proportion. And I think after war there will be peace, and I think we all pray for that peace. We don't need such rancor. We don't need people going to court fighting over the soul of Nigerian football. If we have the interest of the game at heart, there are other ways. Like somebody mentioned, even in your state, you can set up clubs. You can contribute. It's not compulsory that we must come to the class.
Yeah. Just Forever 74 and Ifeanyi David are saying the same thing on Twitter. They are commending you, but not completely commending you. And they said that we should have dressed like you. Ifeanyi David said we should have dressed in green and white. And differently today.
There's no green in this country.
Please remind us when Nigeria will be 55 next year. Please remind us to be dressed differently.
We can even paint our face in green white.
We don't need to paint. We don't need to paint our faces. But I think that's a good observation. dress the national color to celebrate Nigeria. Emeka Bona, our good friend from Yenego, says the media officer of the Falcons has confirmed that all the foreign-based pros have arrived in Abuja. That's good for the coach and for the team. Tunde Oku Solubo says Amaju has a big task ahead of him. Thank God for Migeri for the standard set. Amaju must start from there. That's what Tunde Oku Solubo says. Well, definitely huge task on his hand.
Continue.
He should do better than what Migeri did. He should do better and learn from the mistakes that he made, so that we don't have, well,
if he's laying a foundation, let him lay a foundation. If he's continuing for where Migeri stopped, so that we have a system where people come and fit into what is already in place.
The most important thing is for him to uphold the statutes of Nigerian football.
Excellent. That's the most important thing. Simple and short. All right, gentlemen, it's time for us to go on a quick break. We will excuse Dunodio Konta. Yemi Adebayo will be coming in on Sports Tonight. This time, we'll be taking you to UEFA Champions League games. Let me just confirm for you. Okay, we are in the dying minutes of some of those games as we speak. Some of those games have been concluded. But some are in added time. Most of those games have been concluded. But let's take you to the game between PSG and Barcelona yesterday. 5-goal thriller. We'll come back. We'll look at all the games played today in the UEFA Champions League. Talk about them. Read more of your tweets before we wrap it up on Sports Tonight this midweek.
Lucas with the free kick. Aims for the penalty spot. Forwards to David Luiz. Oh, yes! David Luiz becomes the first player to score against Barcelona this new season.
His price tag to put Barcelona off, but you pay that sort of money, that's what you get. Who's marking him here, and he stands off. He actually stands off and allows him to turn.
Neymar waits for the traffic. Messi leads that traffic. Messi gets it back. What a brilliant recovery from Barcelona. Lucas. Good movement off the ball. And Deville with a cross, goalkeeper doesn't get there, and it's the third. Martini embarrasses Barcelona. Layoff from Pedro. Now Dani Alves. Messi tries to rise high. Falls for Neymar. They've done it again. They've got a retaliation goal in next to no time.
Rob, you've got to look at this. There's only two players in the box. Messi jumps probably higher than anybody. He doesn't get it, but he puts players off. The ball goes to Neymar. He takes one touch and he actually passes it inside the far post, off the inside of the post. And he's upset because they've given it away too quickly. Look, ball comes in. Look at Messi. He's jumped. Four of them. They're all jumping together. And that's enough time for Neymar to control it. And just he passes it, just side foots it in off the far post, and it's 3-2 and it's game on. We've got a cracking game on our hands here.
All right, so that's how it ended. Barcelona tasting defeat at PSG 3-2 at the end of that one. Yemi Adebayo has joined us now. Yemi, good result for Arsenal. But before we talk about the results of games that have been concluded today, all games but one have been concluded. And the game that is still going on is the game between Atletico Madrid, losing finalists last year.
It's concluded now.
It's concluded now, so it ended 1-0.
Yeah.
So all games have been concluded. But before we look at today's games, Yemi, let's reflect very quickly on yesterday. Barcelona losing to PSG. For me, the Nigerian interest yesterday was Bayern going to CSK Moscow. Musa playing well, creating a lot of chances, but not putting them away.
And these are the results for today. Atletico Madrid defeating Juventus by just 1 goal. Malmo defeating Olympiacos by 2 goals.
Liverpool tasting defeat.
Yes, long time coming. This team defeated Chelsea twice last season, so I'm not really surprised. Ludogorets lost to Real Madrid 2-1. Zenit Petersburg, the early kickoff was goalless with Monaco. Bayer Leverkusen defeated Benfica 3-1. These are some of the results. Anderlecht lost to Borussia Dortmund. Goals from Ciro Immobile, the Italian, and Andre Ramos in that one.
And the one that gladdens you?
Yeah, it does.
That's the main one.
Leaves a
This is the main result for you, Yemi.
well, Danny Welbeck going on with the match ball, got a
3 goals.
Yes, and Alexis Sanchez.
The ball is finally coming home, coming good.
Well,
Creates chances, doesn't put them. But tonight he put 3 away.
yeah, and it's good for him. But the sad part is that the goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny got a red card. And
So he ended the game with 10 men.
yeah, so if it was a better team, probably it would have been a different story. But those are the results on day 2, and the group looking, the one with Arsenal, Dortmund definitely on top. Arsenal now their first win in this one will definitely climb up. But on the day, really, no surprises for me. Well, I could say I'm maybe a little bit surprised. I probably thought Real Madrid would overrun the Goretz. It didn't happen that way. The game Atletico Madrid and Juve, it was always going to be close. So it was just one goal that separated both sides. So by and large, it was a good outing for most of the teams.
Okay, let's look back at what happened yesterday.
Yes.
I was talking about Barcelona losing at PSG, and we were talking about Ahmed Musa.
Yes.
Doing well, creating plenty of chances, but not the final ball still letting him down.
Yeah.
City struggling.
As much as
Chelsea went away, got a win.
I'll stick with the CSK. As much as we say that Ahmed Musa has really improved, I think in the final third he needs to get more polished. But credit to him, even the Bayern coach had to say that of all the players on the field, only Ahmed Musa was the only player going forward, showed some intent, probably wanted to get a goal or two, but of course the killer instinct just wasn't there. It was a good performance on the night, because as Nigerians, we want to look at the Nigerians involved in the elite European competition. Ahmed Musa, gave us something to cheer yesterday. It wasn't a good one in the long run for him, but if you want to look at it from the Super Eagles perspective.
And the fact that they lost by just a penalty.
Yes.
A penalty goal by Thomas Müller.
Yeah.
Against the very rampant Bayern side.
Although the result was flattering.
For a team that lost 6-0 to Roma in the first game.
The result was flattering. It could have been worse. It could have been more than one. That is not to say CSK didn't have their own chances, but it could have been worse. And I think that 1-0 scoreline just makes it look as if it was more of a fight. But
there was no fight in it.
There wasn't.
It was a one-handed fight.
Yeah.
Okay, let's close the show now. But I want to close it with this tweet that is just coming in from Kelvin Amata. Is a regular, sends us his messages regularly on Twitter, and is also leaving us with a charge for the new president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick. He says Amaju Pinnick has no choice than to do high and above his achievements as Delta FA chairman. We expect nothing less than the very best from Amaju Pinnick. Yeah, you could look at Delta, did well, but this is a bigger assignment.
Yeah. Time and chance can favor you. You can get something, you can get the job, but no one can help you do the job. You have to do the job by yourself. And everything has conspired to the time, the season, everything. And now he's on the seat. And history will only judge him by how well
what he's able to build.
He's able to do the job. And at this stage, excuses are not really tolerated, because you knew most of those are there before you got the job. So hopefully you get to do well in the interest of Nigerian football.
And I think one of the first assignments they should do is the future of Stephen Keshi. We leave that to them. Let us sort it out as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So that we know that we're moving forward and not standing on the same spot. That's how we have to wrap it up on Sports Tonight. Once again, we're celebrating Nigeria at 54. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria will rise above all our enemies and will really become a